We're going to stand behind the chair with the hands just there for safety. Take a deep breath in, and if you have phones that's going to be buzzing and ringing, kind of put it on silence. And as you're standing there, just see if you can sense the weight under your feet. And imagine that you have ink that you step into, and then you step on a piece of paper. How much of that ink will be showing? And compare between the right foot and the left foot. How much of your foot is registering in your mind? And very gently try to shift your weight just enough to feel the weight going into one foot more than the other foot. And then come back to what you think is the center. And just go back and forth, that tiny little shift towards the foot that you've chosen to go to. Feel how the weight transfer. Feel how much imprint you're actually making. Register it, study it, and then come back into the center. And keep on going back and forth. And when you're getting to the foot that you have chosen, notice what happens to the rest of the bone and the muscles in the leg, and maybe even the pelvis, and maybe the low back, and maybe the shoulder, and maybe the neck, on this side or the opposite side. And go back and forth in your own timing. I don't want to give a outside that kind of direct timing, because you all work very differently and it's your journey. And do just one foot right now. Don't go back and forth to the other leg. Just get clear on what you do on that side. And if you notice that you're clenching a muscle, and maybe it's not needed, maybe the next time you can do something different. Maybe you can change the position of your heel, maybe the position of your toes, maybe the distance from the other foot. For you to go onto that foot, what are you doing? Where is the operating system sits? And how is it traveling through the body? And the next time you get to the leg and to the foot, stay there. And if your hands are not on the chair, put your hands gently on the chair. And see if you can give up the weight on the other leg. Not necessarily lifting, but not have weight. Kind of that it's like hovering. And notice how much the leg that you chose need to work? And where is the work? And whenever you need to rest, put the other leg down. Without changing the weight, you're still standing on the leg that you've chosen. I see too much wavering of the body. The torso is in one place. You are standing on the leg that you've chosen, and you're letting go the other leg. You're like maybe a millimeter off the floor, hovering. And you're studying the bones, the tendons, the position of your knee, the position of the glutes. Are they part of it? What are you doing with the shoulder? Some feel tilting to the side. What would happen if you didn't tilt to the side? You're just standing on one leg. And come back to the center and release that leg you stood on. Give it a minute, a break, close your eyes. And compare the ink underneath your foot on the right and on the left. The awareness in your brain of the right versus the left. Is the awareness more in the front foot? Is it more on the heel? And without changing the torso, see if you can just come back to the same leg. Just come back to the same leg. And now release the knee just a bit. And see if you can stand on that leg. And how much do you have to bring the torso to meet that leg? And are you doing something with your shoulder? Is it necessary? Can you give up the shoulder? Is the leg that's hovering relaxed? Hovering meaning like barely, I shouldn't be able to put maybe a piece of paper underneath between the floor and the heel. So the heel is almost touching, and come back to the center. And notice where the work is on the leg that you stood on. Shift the weight towards the heel of that foot without lifting the toes. And shift the weight towards the metatarsal. Without getting to the toes. The phalanges are free. How many bones can you feel in the foot? Can you picture the arch on the inside part of the foot? Can you imagine in your mind's eye the arch between the little foot, the little toe and the big toe? And come back to where you feel would be a good place to stand. And notice if you can feel the bones supporting you. And let go of the chair and open your eyes. And notice the awareness on the side that you chose to work on versus the side that you didn't choose to work on. And put your hands back down. And we're going to try and find the other leg. So we're going to just press the foot into the floor and feel the floor pressing up towards the foot. And there is a reason why you chose one side and not the other. So this side would be a little different. So press and notice which part of the foot you're pressing. Again, there is ink. Which parts will be printed and which part will not. And then shift the weight more towards that foot and back into the center. And measure in your mind's eye the distance that you went on the first center out into the foot versus this center and out into the foot. Is it the same distance? And if you have no clue on what I'm talking about, just for once or twice, go back to the first leg and notice how far does it take to go from center to that foot, and go back to the leg that you're working on and find out how much distance is it from the center to this foot. And you can argue with me and say center is center. Some of us have our belly button is not in the center. Some of us have one hip that's wider than the other. And we can stand with one leg further away from the center. So there's all kinds of combination that can create a different distance from center. And are you using the torso on that side in the same way or not, compared to the first side? And the next time that you get to that foot, stand on it and see what would it take to let go the other foot. And if it's like mine, kind of stuck to the floor, so unstuck it but don't necessarily lift it. Barely a taper between the floor and the foot. I shouldn't see air. And what does it take to stand on that leg? And come back to the center and rest that leg. And when you're rested and you want to go back and find the way to that leg, do you feel the bones? Are you standing on the tibia or on the fibula? The tibia is more on the inside of the leg, the fibula is more to the outside of the leg. Can you feel the bone in the thigh, the femur? Are you engaging muscles? Where does it get tired? In the front of your thigh? In the back of your thigh? What happens to your pelvis? And it will be different on every single one of us because of the puzzle of how we use our body. And then come back. Find center. And notice how both feet are standing on the ground. Let's go one more time to that leg, that foot. And try to put a little bit more weight on the heel and a little bit more weight towards the metatarsal. And a little bit more weight to the heel. And a little bit more weight to the metatarsal. And come back and rest. And open your eyes. Hard work, huh? I'm going to take you to even a harder place. So the femur goes up in the middle of the thigh, and it has like an angle, like this, an angle, and it comes into the hip, and it sits in the hip socket. And it has beautiful range of motion. You know, the most range of motion in the body. Arm and leg. Okay? We're going to stand on one leg. And we're going to lift up all the way to the ball and to go over the ball forward. And then we're going to come up front of the ball and drop back down. And we're going to come up. No, it's not this leg. This leg is pressing. It's the standing leg. It's the standing leg. So we're using, okay, one of the things for osteoporosis is pressure, strength, squeeze. We're going to work with the bone inside the hip socket. We're going to go up without the hip, up and over, up and back. So we're working inside here. Yes? No? Completely confused? So I'm going to be working on my right leg. I'm going to come up and I'm going to go forward here. And I'm going to come up and I'm going to sit back into the bone. And I'm going to come up and I'm going to go forward in front of that ball in the socket. And I'm going to come up inside the socket through the liquid that's there, the synovial fluid, and back into the bone. Okay? Good luck. It's tiny, it's deep, and it's wonderful. So this leg is just hovering. It's not doing anything, whichever leg you chose. Ready? Up into the bone. No, I don't want to see shoulders. Up in the bone. There you go. And forward. And down. Up and into the bone. Up in the leg, up in the bone, and forward. Is it burning? It's burning in the hip? Huh?
The other side.
Is it not the side that you're working?
The other side that's hovering, I feel up there.
Rest in it. Rest in it. Up and forward. Up and down. How about all of us put the leg? The knee that's not working, the leg that's not working. There it is. We're working on the first leg. You're making a miserable face.
It's just the knee replacement.
Put the peg down. Put the peg. No suffering. Oh, you don't have to put the knee on it. You can put this hand. Okay.
So what makes it go up there? You're not taking your foot off the floor, right?
This foot, no. I'm coming up in the bone.
But what's making it go up? Your hip?
I'm creating space here. I'm creating space right,
The middle is kind of
right here. I'm separating between the leg bone and the hip bone. So we have a socket and we have the bone coming in like this. There's synovial fluid in here. So I'm coming up and over, up and back down, up and over, up and back down.
Without bending the knee.
Without bending the knee. It burns me here, like big time. It's like you're getting out of your leg, you're trying to be taller and go forward, creating a straight line between the hip and the thigh, and then come up and relax into the bone, and up, no shoulder, and forward, and up, and relax. Anybody start feeling the burn? Up and forward. And I mean, it's not that the burn is what we want, but that's where I know that you're actually getting to a, okay, anyways, let's do the other side.
Go forward very well. Go backwards.
The forward area is
stop. Yeah.
So find the leg, find the foot, find the bone. Up in the bone and forward. Up and back. Down into the bone. Strong. Up and forward. Up and back into the bone. Lift, lift, lift up. Lift the leg that you're standing on. Lift the leg that you're standing on. Which leg are you standing on?
I'm standing on this.
Okay, so lift up on that leg. Do not put it up down. Lift up inside the bone.
On this leg.
Yeah, on the leg that you're standing. No, heel down. Heel down. It's yours lifting. Don't put the keep my foot on the ground.
Keep my foot on the floor.
Yeah.
It's very simple, I think.
Lift up here. Not the hip. Not the hip, not the, I mean the hip, yes. Lift up, put the hip down. Straight in and come forward and around.
Just a little bit.
I don't think I can do this leg. I'm doing the same thing she did. So just take your time. Just work a little bit at a time. If your heel comes up, then just work on not lifting the heel. Lift the toes and keep the heel down. And see if you can come forward. You're doing it with the shoulder and the ribs. See?
Trying to like that.
Hold your arm here. No, this arm. There you go. Now hold the chin. Now lift up on the leg. There. And go forward. Yes. See the circle, see the joint, feel the synovial fluid, and glide up and back and down.
It feels like you're supposed to do a circular motion.
It is circular motion,
So you go
yes.
this way and then down, right? Right.
It's up, circle forward,
Yeah, circle forward and then down.
circle up and come into the bone. Up, circle forward, circle up and into the bone. Yes, you will feel it now. Yes. Okay, rest. Let it go. It's really not an easy class, but it's really wonderful. And you can always, as you're standing in the kitchen and you're waiting for something, 3 minutes for the eggs or something, what a bit of time. Okay,
So it's just a subtle little.
it's very subtle. I mean, how much space do we have
I
in
don't
the
know, I was
joint?
going to try and do a little one, but I feel
Yeah.
like if you have your feet on the floor, it's got to be subtle.
Okay, let's stand on the second leg, the one that you did second. No, let's go to the first because it's still tight. Let's go to the first one. Drop the pelvis over the leg outside, like you're carrying a baby. Heavy weight. Remember that stand? And come back up. Heavy weight. Heavy weight, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And back. And up. And hip out. The standing leg, not back. The standing leg.
This leg.
Yeah, whichever, you're standing on the right. So you take the right hip to the right.
Oh, okay, right?
Yeah, that should be very familiar to
Okay.
us. We do it automatically. Get it out. Out to the side. Yeah. And back in. And out. And find the top of the bone in the pelvis and now press it into the center. Ouch. Get it out. Super comfortable, not but familiar. And now bring it up to the top of the bone and now press it into the center. And out. We'll do it just a couple more times. And find the top of the bone and press it into the center. And let it go. For my sake. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah. I'm not going to do much more of that because you're going to feel it tomorrow. If you have a bath, take a bath with Epsom salt. If you don't have a bath, take a hot towel and the microwave and wrap it around. Okay, so other leg, get it out, bring it back in. Take it out. It's this pelvis now, your left out to the left. The leg is standing, no, you're standing on the left leg. It's the pelvis that's going to go out and back in. Not the right, just the left. This is your left.
This is my left.
Oh,
It's mirror image to you.
forget me.
Okay.
Your left pelvis, take it up to the left. To the left.
Oh,
And back in. And to the left and back in. And to the left and back in. And to the left and back in. Whichever leg that you're working on, you're taking it to that side and back in. Now we're going to go out, last time. We're going to come up to the top of the bone and press it in. And out. And find the top of the bone and press it in. Drop your knee there. Drop the yeah. So I see what you're doing with the right. And now find the right hip. Don't lift the left hip though. Find the top, don't lift the left hip. Find the top of the right leg and now press it in. Drop the left hip. And out. And nothing on this hanging leg. Blah. Find the bone on the standing leg and now press it back in. Drop your shoulders. There. Last time. Out. Out. There. Now find the top of the foot, the bone. Come back to the middle. And now press it in. Press it into the center. Like you have to go pee and you can't. On one leg. Okay, let go. Alright. Come sitting on the edge of the chair. Sorry for being so much. Do you feel it good? Yeah? Lean back from me. Take the first leg, bring it up, hug it gently, wherever you're holding underneath, if you have any surgery. Okay. Just hug it gently. Now take it out gently in the socket and take it out. And then again, take it out. Hug it to wherever it wants to go. We're all in a different place. Direct it up. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. So that's what the leg actually can do in the hip socket. What we did was we found from here, we found the top of the bone and then we squeezed it in and rest. So get your legs straight, find the top of the bone, engage the leg, and now squeeze it in without moving the leg. And rest. I'm laying down. Get the leg strong in the hip joint and now squeeze it in. And let go. That was what we did standing, the last thing. And one more time. Engage, squeeze it in, and let go. Before that we did, I don't know if we can do it. No, I can't do it here. Okay, let's do the other leg. Hug it. And circle it with exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. From the center. Inhale. So you can feel the whole range of the. And one more time. Inhale. And that also relaxes all the tension that we've done, but then now I'm going to build one more tension by letting the leg straight. Find the bone, squeeze it in, relax. Find the bone, squeeze it in, relax, and find the bone, and try not to move the leg and squeeze it in, and relax. Okay? Which is very different than sit up for me. Like I have to go pee and I'm doing muscles, right? Here we're taking the bones, right at the base, the osteoporosis, the issue actually, and we're trying to kind of squeeze it into the perineum. It's kind of.
I'm still using the pelvic floor muscles though.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this is the problem.
And just the sides of them rather than sort of more front and back.
Exactly. Confused?
No, I was just thinking about the difference between the
The front and back versus the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole hammock
Yeah.
of triangle in front, triangle in the back. And then,
Should have some, like I stand do this all the time, so I should practice more. I don't know if other people, I always stand with one hip out.
that would be a good
So,
idea
To
to, yeah,
just try to,
yeah.
because it hurt more on one side than the other.
Mhm.
And it felt weird on one side.
People doing
Two different, but yeah, yeah. And we all have stories like this because we all live life. But with the awareness, it's like if you're standing like this, it's like, oh, how about if I can stand even center? Just to give this one, a chance to engage.